Well, good morning, Manna Church. I'm Jeff Christensen, the site pastor for Manna Church, Ramsey Street site. Welcome to a new edition of Morning Manna. Throughout the pages of Scripture, the call of God on His people to demonstrate love for others and to live from the love of God is extremely clear. Love's a distinguishing mark of being a Christian. We see that in John 13:35. This year at Manna Church Fayetteville, Fort Bragg, we've been studying the Sermon on the Mount. And we see Jesus say in there that His disciples are called not just to love their neighbor, but even to love their enemies. Now, love's not an unfamiliar word to us. I mean, we've all heard it, and we all have some idea or ideas of what we think that means. And we certainly have the experience of loving our friends and loving family members and the experience of romantic love. But all of this, it can be a little bit subjective. It's kind of like it can mean a little bit of a different thing to different people. And certainly the love that we have for friends and family and a spouse or a fiance, this can't really be the same thing as loving our enemies or loving others in general. And then we have slogans like "all you need is love," right? An idea that started on the periphery of our culture a couple generations ago, but now it's so common that it can just be thrown around. Then consider that the word love has been misused, abused, even weaponized in our society, and it just adds more confusion. All of this to say, love can be this sort of amorphous, undefined concept or thing that we don't quite know what to do with or what to think about. But this call that we as Christians have to love, this obligation to love, this is in the Bible. It's serious stuff. So it should lead us to ask the question, what does the Bible mean by love? Well, Romans 13 is a really helpful pericope to aid in our understanding of this biblical concept of love. The Apostle Paul lays out there for his readers very theologically robust as well as deeply practical ways of both grasping and walking out this call to love. If we look over this passage and we try to come up with a definition of love, we might say that it's something like the orientation of the heart that genuinely desires, promotes, and works toward the flourishing of others. In this chapter of Scripture, Romans 13, Paul lays out for his readers two distinct but related ways that Christians are called to live out this definition of love. The first one that he talks about is love as fulfilling what you might call social obligations, faithfully doing the things that promote the welfare of the community that we live in. And the second one that he talks about is love as our general disposition toward all people. God calls us to live well, to live with intention in our neighborhood, our city, our state, our country, that we should live lives that work toward order and peace in our community. God has also called us to live out self-sacrificial kindness toward all those who come across our path in any way. We are called to live like Christ, to live the way Jesus would in the community and in the world around us. We're called to holistically embody Jesus and demonstrate His goodness. This is living out the gospel, living out the imago Dei, the image of God in us. It goes without saying that none of us have this completely down pat, including myself. So we're going to spend some time talking about it this week. So let's be asking God to open our eyes to His truth here, what it means to walk out this commitment to the flourishing of others. So come back tomorrow for part 2 as we dive into this study of love and the law of God. I look forward to this journey with you.